Hello and welcome back to. Still don't know how to say this name. um, I'm just gonna go with my gut and say Meakashi. Meakashis. That's what I'm gonna go with for now until I get corrected. Or maybe I'm right and I'm a genius as per usual. Um, Recording this in the daytime, so if you hear I know I just like had that whole talk about recording at night last time, but I'll take the recording sessions when I can. So you might hear a little TV in the background, but I think from my voice and from the in-game sounds, you probably shouldn't hear too much. Um, but yeah, last episode was pretty interesting. And then we're doing this almost a prison escape, but it's a school escape. I'm very excited actually to, because like one of the things I was talking about in the theories was how I think the sisters are interchangeable characters. Like the fact that they can act this completely the same and we don't get their full motivations means I don't really care too much about like thinking about who's who, but definitely with this chapter I'm sure we'll get the motivations and separations we need to to properly have two characters that are Mion and Xian, where I can't use this interchangeable stuff anymore. So that should be very fun. So far with Xian, again, it's good to see her mindset. She does kind of feel like Keiichi, but swears more. And we already got a little bit of what possibly Xian thinks of Mion, because like when she was struggling in this situation, she was like, Mion wouldn't do this. So that could either be out of admiration, jealousy for her character. There can be a lot of things. Also, I'm sorry, did that scare you? That scared me. I tried to pick up like my can and it's because it was in the fridge, but since it came out to this like hotter area, it's like wet and it just slipped through my hands and like tumbled through my desk. I guess there's your jump scare. I'm sorry if that jump scared you, but there you go. It'll wake you up. But yeah, more more bubbly water. This time it's lime. This should probably be the best flavor. It's not even a hot take. It's just a fact that like lime flavor added into like any water or any pop is just the king of all flavors. Above lemon, above anything else. God, now I definitely shouldn't make this slip. Should probably like wipe it down a bit because I don't want this to slip while it's open. Thank God it was closed. Oh, yeah, that's delicious. Okay, at least now we're both me and you possibly are fully attentive now from that scare. So yeah, let's just get started. Doing the escape, apparently we're meeting somebody for a rendezvous. I'm assuming it's her bodyguard, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was Mion helping her out. I don't know. There's definitely like a strained relationships between the sisters, but they also do seem kind of to like each other. Also, another big question, which will definitely be answered soon, is when is this gonna take place? Is it gonna be during the Keiichi era, or is it gonna be in the Satoshi era, which is basically year 4 or year 5. I don't expect it to be earlier. Like we might get some flashbacks. Like this might be earlier, but I'm thinking either Satoshi's gonna be in it or Keiichi, and that should be fun. Anyways, let's actually get started now. I watched the school premises while waiting, but it looked like nothing strange was going on. The building was lit up, and the beautiful Western-style architecture made it hard to believe that this was a school. It should be armed with electrifying wires, searchlights, and guard dogs like the prison it is. I thought I'd experience a surge of school memories in a situation like this. But it didn't happen. That sort of thing only happens when you have good memories. Geez, no good memories at all, huh? roughest of school lives. Though I guess it's just a matter of preference. I'm sure some people would like that stool too. I'm definitely the type of person who does not like stool. You can probably tell by my personality too of like pushing things back. Like I just really don't enjoy it at all. I have no good memories of the stool. I mean, I definitely had some good memories. I didn't completely hate it like Xi'an, but I don't really like stool. I have no good memories of the stool, so there's nothing to remember. But if I could pick a series of images to recall, it would be the luxurious dinners we had every night. Yum. So my memories would be nothing but international cuisine, Japanese, Chinese, French, and so on. What the hell? That's just too funny. I burst into laughter. At that point, I heard a car approaching. I mean, I guess Mion wouldn't be able to drive. No, I'm like 90% sure it's the guy. He had a name. He had a name in his sprites, but I do not remember it. I heard a car approaching. I crouched in the darkness. The plate number is the same as I was expecting. That's the car. Though you wouldn't think that this guy would be helping Xi'an if he's like hired by the parents, but who knows. I jumped out and rushed to the passenger side, then opened the door and got in. Kasai. It's probably him. We got the same old Oishi car model.
Shion-san.
What's up, guy? The driver was a man of early old age. He'd be angry if he heard me say that, though. He thinks he's still middle-aged. He looked at my face and learned that I succeeded. He smiled.
シャバの空気は久しぶり。
Cookie.
とにかく今は銀シャリが食いたいかな。
学園では上品なお料理ばかりが出てると聞いてましたが。
Is the voice as loud? It's kind of loud for me. I'm gonna turn it down a smidge. See, I've been using in-game voice, in-game sound stuff, and I was using just the sound bar before. I don't know why, but okay. Just a smidge.
シオンさんにだけは麦飯が出ていたんですか?
Cruel.
バカ、そんなわけないでしょ。冗談に決まってるじゃない。ほら、笑ってる暇があったらとっととアクセルを吹かす。
はいはい、仰せのままに。
Kasai really did. This song, another classic. Kasai really did laugh out loud. After telling me to buckle up, he accelerated. The cathedral-like scroll disappeared from the mirror in an instant. It disappeared so quick that I didn't have time for a surge of dinner memories. Goodbye, my lovely school days. Haha, I'm gonna fill my stomach with junk food from now on. I'll forever be free from the table manners you taught me. Aha. Serves you right. As we drove, the scenery began to change. Soon we were surrounded by vast fields of crops and few streetlights. It reminded me that this was the countryside of Japan, not Europe.
お腹は空いてないですか? どこか飯の食えるところへ寄りましょうか。
食事してるからいい。
I lied. I'm actually a bit hungry. I didn't eat much at dinner to avoid slowing myself down with a full stomach. I appreciated Kasai's offer, but I didn't feel like taking the time to eat while we were still in enemy territory.
この時間ですから、高速に上がってしまうとサービスエリアへ寄っても自販機しかないですよ。まあ、最近はハンバーガーとかの自販機もありますけどね。
In vending
そう
machines?
そう。聞いた話では最近じゃおでんの自販機もあるって話です。
That's cool. I didn't see any food vending machines. Maybe like soups, like beans and vending machines when I was in Japan, but no hamburger and Odin.
はあ？何それ？コーヒーの自動販売機みたいに器がポロッと出てきて押したボタンの具がボトボトっと落ちてくるわけ？気持ち悪い。
そういうのじゃないらしいですよ。
It probably would be gross, but I'm always down for a low quality meal on the go.
おでんの缶詰になってるそうで、それがゴロンと出てくるらしいです。
Hamburger in a can. Though they do have those in like America. I don't think they have those in Canada, but it's like pre-made too. It's like bread and burger.
あ、ごめん。缶詰はパス。
缶詰、相変わらずダメ
Oh,
なんですか？
I just realized, yeah, the can thing. When was that? That's Totoro Hiroshi, right? Talking about who their grandfather sold like human meat in a can or something. It's a little fuzzy, but to like put the village on the economy.
もう子供じゃないでしょうに。
嫌なもんは嫌なの。うっさいな。おー、何笑ってんの？
Kasai chuckled. He must have been trying to help me relax. He isn't usually so talkative.
私は疲れちゃったよ。少し寝させてもらいます。これ、リクライニングどうやって倒すの？
そっちの左側の根元を探ってみてください。レバーみたいなのがありませんか？
うん、あったあった。よっこらしょっと。
Kasai laughed again.
何か面白いこと私した？
いえいえ。よっこらしょなんていう若くない言葉遣いがどことなくミオンさんに似ておられたもので。
Well, obviously. Miana and I are identical twins. I thought as much, but I don't know if they actually said they were identical, just twins, but yeah. I kind of took that leap when I said for verifying the body of Miana and Shion. Because if you didn't know, identical twins have 99% the same DNA. The only way to identify them are, well, if they continue to look the same and they don't like change weight and stuff. It's like the fingerprints and the teeth marks. So that's why it's like super hard to identify the corpses. Obviously there's a tattoo thing, but we talked about that in length. We're perfect copies of each other. When I react to something, so will Mion. When Mion reacts to something in a certain situation, I'll react the same way.
おねえ
Interesting.
は元気？
多分元気かと。私も親族会議の席に親父さんをお連れするときに少しすれ違う程度ですし。
そっか。おねえはもう実家じゃないんだったね。ひなみ沢のばあさんのとこだっけ？
シオンさんが学園に入られるのと一緒の時期に園崎本家に移られました。
I think this is also gonna shed a light on the tattoo stuff too, so that'll be good. I responded with disinterest even though I was the one to ask about her in the first place. The main house where Oryu, the current leader of the Sonozaki family, lives. That's my grandma, why call her head? Interesting, because Mion respects her a lot, while Shion obviously doesn't. But when we use the phrase the main house, that usually means more than just a dwelling. What Kasai refers to is the same thing.
少しは変わった？
ミオンさんがですか？
そう。あのばあさんと朝から晩まで顔を合わせてりゃ少しは変わるでしょ。
I wonder how long Shin's been in that school, because Mion was like with the grandmother a lot in Himatsubushi, and she was really young. But she just might have been there just for the meeting too. Not 100% sure. Kesai chuckled yet again. He knows I hate my grandma.
私が見る限り変わったようには感じません。
Also, I was thinking about this, like, literally, like, already theorizing just after one episode. But I wonder, like, it doesn't matter if it shows Shion's evil or not. I don't hate the idea that Shion was actually, like, the main antagonist of Watanabe. And, like, Mion was the one in the cage, and maybe Mion was, like, begging for Keiichi to live, because, you know, I think Mion likes Keiichi. And like we might get motivations from this, especially if it's the Satoshi era, where like I like the idea. Again, literally just 100% speculation, where like Shion kills the grandma and she's kind of taking revenge on the village for killing Satoshi or transferring or whatever happened to him, and like Ren is just helping because she's kind of psycho. Well, I mean, again, just random thoughts when thinking about the idea of Shion. But yeah, we'll see.
シオンさんの知っているミオンさんのままですよ。
私はどう？私は変わった？
いいえ、全然。
Kasai responded quickly with a smirk. I haven't seen him for a while, though. It's not fun if he answers this quickly. I glared at him, and then he burst out laughing.
全然変わっておられませんよ。あれだけのお嬢様学校に入られたのに全く変わらないというのは驚くに値します。
チェー、好きなだけ笑ってろ。私は寝るよ、寝る。
後ろの席に毛布がありますよ。使ってください。
うん、ありがとう。
I grabbed the blanket and rolled up in it. I'm exhausted, but I can't go to sleep. It's strange. Or maybe not. I must be tired from the escape. It's just that I'm still feeling tense. So I have to declare it once again, if only to calm myself.
寝る。私は寝るよ。
はいはい、さっきからもう3回目です。それとも私が許可しないと寝れないんですか？
This is cute banter between the two. I wonder if Kasa is gonna have a bigger role in this one. I mean, he is sprited,
今日
so...
のあんたが喋りすぎ。
And there's a possibility that he didn't have a sprite in the original, because he only was sprited for one scene, so... This might be his, like, sprite
あんたが
debut.
少し黙っててくんないと眠気も引っ込んじゃう。
失礼しました、姫君。ではしばらく黙らせてもらいます。
This interaction with Kasei reminded me of my old peaceful days in Okonomiya. Flashback. Well, I don't really know if I can call those days peaceful. We were in the middle of the damn protests back then, after all. We all united together, and now that I think about it, we pulled a lot of pretty dangerous stunts. If the authorities ever find out what I did, I'd never escape going to juvie. Well, at least half the people in Hinamizawa would be off to prison. We didn't think of them as criminal acts, though. It was a war. It might also have been a festival. A festival where every person in Hinamizawa joined together in protest. It was a struggle, but it was also fun. It was fun to throw stones at the SWAT team with everyone. We hid ourselves in somebody's home when they chased after us. We'd even go crowd around the police station demanding the release of our arrested comrades. When we snuck into the construction site and sabotaged it, it felt more like we were playing at war than conducting one. I got so excited back then. I felt untied with my fellow members, even though they were strangers to me, and that memory warms my heart. United. Untied. What am I saying? United. I was like, what? Yes, the way it felt back then was like helping everyone to carry a sacred palanquin through the village, getting all sweaty and exhausted together. Those are those like ancient taxi things with like two people holding them in like a little carriage, I think. Until we all collapsed face first on the ground and shared our excitement and cheers with unfamiliar faces over tea. I was just a kid back then. I remember accompanying young men who worked for my dad out to the village to do various bad things. Well, I'm guessing at least Shion didn't murder the guy from the flashback, or she probably would have mentioned it. I was arrested a few times. I didn't feel any different, though, than when I was called to the teacher's office for forgetting my homework. The other villagers were furious about the dam project, but for those of us who were kids at the time, it was a pretty fun memory. All that came to a sudden end a few years ago. It wasn't only the power of the protest that ended the dam construction project. The Sonozaki family and my dad's organization had worked secretly in the shadows. This is top secret information in the Sonozaki family, but it said they may or may not have kidnapped the Minister of Construction's grandson in order to blackmail him. The grandson was found a few days after the abduction. He was found in the mountains of Yaguichi. He didn't simply disappear, and he wasn't demoned away. That means some kind of deal was made secretly. A year after that, the dam construction plan was halted indefinitely. The police suspected the villagers' involvement and investigated, but they couldn't find any leads. The villagers never betrayed each other. They do anything to protect their fellow man. They fabricated fake alibis and fake evidence. It was easy to deceive the police. Duh. Bump. Hey, streetlights. The car suddenly shook, snapping me out of it, and must have run over a bump or something. I suddenly realized my expression was a very happy one for some reason. I must be looking forward to going home.
Shion-san?
Like she's escaping, so like how are the parents going to react to this? Unless they're like fine with it. I don't understand.
起きてますか？
何？
お帰りですが、沖宮でよろしいですよね？
他にどこに帰んのよ。
I answered straightforwardly with a frown. Kasai then also chose to reply straightforwardly.
シオンさんを全寮制の学園に入学させる決定は、園崎本家当主が下したものです。
Oh, the grandparents did it, not the parents or grandmother.
シオンさんはその学園を抜け出した。どういうことかお分かりですね。
ばあさんの決めた学校が私に合わなかったってだけでしょ。
シオンさん。
待ってるって。うっさいな。
As the head of the Sonozaki family, the Hate's decisions are absolute. They're nothing like say, the 3-second rule. Worse, the decision to find me to an academy far away from the Sonozaki family was made before I was even born. Shion was the name they gave me. My sister Mion had the character that means demon in her name. That was to signify that she's the successor of demons. In other words, she would be the successor to the Sonozaki family and its demonic bloodline. My name Shion has a character that means temple in it. This means that I was destined to take the veil and be confined as a temple. Thinking of that reminds me how much I hate this name of mine. For starters, the person known as Shion is an abominable being to the Sonozaki family, because it meant the family had 2 heirs. I don't have to cite the countless historical examples to explain. It's easy to imagine how that could prove troublesome for succession. According to our long-held family traditions, one of the twins was to be strangled to death right after birth. Unbelievable, isn't it? What that means is that I have to be grateful just to be alive and breathing to this day. I heard the Hate actually put her hands around my neck right after I was born. I don't know what exchange took place in that moment. Maybe some brave relative of mine managed to get her to stop. Or maybe she was in an extremely good mood that day. Then don't try to strangle me. We're twins. There are no apparent differences between us. But the first one out of my mom's stomach was named Mion, and the second one drew the short straw got named Shion. Everyone else was desperate to tell us apart, but we sisters just found that awfully ridiculous. There wasn't any difference between us. No one could tell us apart, even if we only swapped hats. We wondered why all the grown-ups were trying to see the differences. Well, our fun as twins didn't last forever. One day they created an undeniable clear distinction between Mion and Shion. Mion went to the main Sonozaki house to live with the head and learn how to become the successor, and I was to be confined at St. Lucia's. I have no objection to the sister's inheritance. I used to be jealous, but now I feel that having to learn about follow the traditions would make me tired. I even feel sorry for Mion. So I'm not going to be a threat to the family even if I'm back in Otonomiya. But the Hei doesn't seem to think that way. She thinks of me as some kind of evil omen. That's why she wanted to keep me away from her. That doesn't matter to me. I don't want to see her face either. I don't care if she doesn't allow me to enter Hinamizawa. She can charge me 10,000 yen per step I take there. But I want her to let me live in Otonomiya, where I grew up. When I was little, I was in Hinamizawa, but I don't remember it much. And I'm not very attached to it. I do have good memories of my elementary school days in Otonomiya. The town isn't very sophisticated, but I kinda like it there.
沖宮の町へ帰れば親族の誰かの目に触れることになります。やがては必ず本家の知るところになります。
ばあさんの耳に入ったらどうなるかってこと？まあそりゃやばいことにはなるかもね。
お分かりならいいんですがね。
なーに、カサイ。あんた今から私に引き返してあそこへ戻れって言ってるわけ？
まさか。そんなことは言いませんよ。私が言いたいのは、
相応の覚悟はあるんだろうなってことでしょ。
口先だけでなく本当に理解してるんならいいんですがね。
まあそうだろうね。万が一の時は脱走の手伝いをした葛西も責任は免れないだろうしね。葛西も小指に未練があるなら今のうちに小指にいっぱいキスをしておいた方がいいんじゃない？
True.
その時はシオンさんもすまきにされて鬼ヶ淵沼に放り込まれるくらいの覚悟をしてくださいよ。ああ、あるいは本家離れの秘密部屋送りかも。
Referencing everything already? Alright. I heard there's a big torture room in the main Sonozaki house. I've never seen it though. I heard they used to torture and kill the enemies of the village in there. It's just awful, really. I hope I don't end up as a victim of that place. That's hilarious, actually.
はいはい。ま、なんとかなるって。
つくづくシオンさんは姉さんに似ている。その出たとこ勝負的なところが特にです。
そりゃ似るでしょ。実際の母親だもん。
My dad and my mom will be furious if they found out about my escape. I'm more afraid of them than of the head. I don't want to go into details, but my dad is part of the Yakuza. He's in charge of the organization which covers the Shishibone area. He's in a very important position. So is Kasai here. He's an old friend of Dad who really trusts him. I don't know if this is true, but I heard Kasai used to be very aggressive, though he's gentle now. I also heard he has tons of scars. He was in charge of a few large areas, but after he was injured badly in a fight, he retired. Now he's my dad's consultant, aka a drinking buddy. He was my caretaker in my childhood, and now I feel he's my butler. At first I thought my dad asked him to supervise me, so I hated him. But in time, I started to feel like he was on my side. This was just a hunch. But I think Kasai used to be in love with my mom. My dad, mom, and Kasai were in a love triangle. That's a little spicy. Though my dad took the lead in the end. Kasai couldn't leave my mom entirely, so he stayed around as my dad's friend. Hey, that's what he looked like. For some reason I was picturing him bald, but yes. I mean, let's get a shot of that. He looks very, very tall. Look at those arms. Cool. Looking kind of spiffy there with the shades. I can tell that from the way he acts. He's seen my mom in me. That's why he says I look like my mom every now and then. It kind of gave me the creeps at first, but he isn't a bad guy at all. He's actually pretty funny. I only found that out after I got used to him. So when I thought about escaping, I naturally turned to him. I contacted him in the early stage of my plan and arranged to meet him today. You could call him a conspirator. It's not surprising he's worried about my return to Okonomiya. Considering the rules and traditions, cutting off his pinky finger isn't too far from reality. I might be rolled up in a futon mat and thrown into the swamp for real, too. Even so, there's only one place for me to return. I'm going to Okonomiya and nowhere else. That's my hometown. This might be kind of homesickness, but I don't care what it looks like.
実際どうするつもりです。園崎一族の目はそこいら中にありますよ。
まあ最初はのんびり隠れながら過ごします。仮に姿を見られたってミオンだって言い張ればいいんだしね。
それから
で、ほとぼりが冷めてきたら私に近しい親類から徐々に打ち明けていく。
Ooh, that's interesting. If this isn't Keiichi era, like what if the family just doesn't know about Shion? But no, that doesn't make sense, because she was literally in the village helping with the setting up the festival, so they do know about her. But if the grandmother was dead that time in the village, then I guess they wouldn't care, because Mion could easily just say that the grandma's allowing her to be in the village. It's another angle to think about.
私に味方になってくれる人たちだってそこそこにいるからね。私も親父と大喧嘩した時あちこちでいろんな人にかくまってもらったし。
なるほど。味方と既成事実を十分に作り上げてから最終的には園崎本家にもおめこぼしをもらおうというつもりですね。
I do not know what that term means. It's obviously French, right? Fait accompli. I think that's worth a Google search. Fait accompli.
Fait accompli.
Fait accompli. A thing that has already happened or been decided before those affected hear about it, leaving them with no option to accept it. Okay, so yeah, getting more people to accept it, so when it does come out in the open, the people who are against it don't really have a choice since most of the people already accept it.
うまくいきますかどうか。
Fait accompli. Fait accompli. Okay.
行くって。そもそも私を学園送りにする決定だって結構みんな反対してくれてたもんね。あれは私をやたらと嫌ったばあさんの猜疑心からの決定みたいなもんだったし。葛西もそう思うでしょ？
ええ、まあ私もあの決定にはさすがにやりすぎとは思いました。
ばあさんはあれこれ余計なこと考えすぎて正常な思考なんかできなくなったの。あのダム戦争で神経張り詰めっぱなしだったからまだその時の興奮が抜けきってないんじゃないかな。ったく。
Kasai smiled. I couldn't go to sleep after all, even though I was rolled up in a blanket. Even though I told Kasai to shut up, I kept talking to him. In time, I got tired of talking. As I could feel the car run smoothly on the highway, Kasai spoke to me again.
シオンさん、ほら。
I was so tired that I ignored him. I wondered what he wanted me to look at, but I wasn't that interested. Yet I opened my eyes slightly and I saw a sign quickly pass by. Kasai probably wanted me to see that sign. It had an illustration of azaleas around the letters that said, "Welcome to Shishibone City. My hometown is coming right up." Hey, Chapter 5, Meakashi. This is a different intro. Yeah, this reminds me of the Umineko opening for the first arc. They had like a bunch of names. Keiichi Maibara, Rena Ryudu, Satoko Hojo, Mion Tsunozaki, Rika Furude. So Keiichi, it is the Keiichi era, I'm assuming. Oh, Satoshi, Jiro, Irie, Chia, Oishi, Takano, Kasai, Akane, and Tsunozaki. That's new. That might be the mother, I guess. Higurashi when they cry. Kai. Is this a new song? Sounds different. I kind of did it. Perfect. Is that a stopping point already? Oh! Sorry guys. That's a skip. Okay, also, I know someone brought this up before, but we did skip all the openings from the question arc, and I still haven't seen it, but I do feel like it's probably a good time to see it, so if anybody watching this does have, because I remember somebody said it, I don't remember, in the Discord or in the comments, someone can hook me up with like a YouTube video for the openings, that would be appreciated. I mean, I could do it myself. Not the YouTube video. I mean, I tried before doing this, but there's like so many, I didn't want to click it just in case I like clicked the wrong one and got spoiled on openings I shouldn't have watched. But I mean, I could like record me watching the openings in the end game, but it's much easier if I could get a YouTube video link. So if you do have the video link, that would be appreciated. And yeah, I guess we'll do the same thing with the answer arts where I just watch them at the end to avoid all spoilers, possible spoilers. So we have a tip. We only have one tip, so we might as well read them. The Notebook's beginning. Talk to know. I'm guessing. June 1982. Satoshi Hojo disappeared several days after the Watanashi Festival. There were 3 possible reasons for his disappearance. One possibility is that it was an accident. Dead bodies sometimes end up in irrigation channels a few months after hit-and-run incidents. I really didn't even think about that possibility, but that's just so convenient, so I doubt it. But since the possibility did a thorough search of the area and hadn't found his body, this possibility seems small. Another new soundtrack beat thing. The second possibility is a self-motivated disappearance. Satoshi-kun has been living in dire circumstances. His close friends actually heard him imply he might run away. The police thought he skipped town after killing his aunt. That seemed plausible, considering that aspect, but the police arrested another man for the murder, so this hypothesis must also be considered false. There's no way Satoshi did not kill the aunt. I don't understand. I think it's way more likely that someone helped blame the other suspect than Keiichi or Satoshi not killing the aunt, dude. It matches up with Keiichi killing the uncle. There's so much motivation for it. Unless Satoto killed the aunt. It has to be one of those two. Also, one of my keyboard buttons fell off. I'm gonna press it. Don't screw the recording. I don't even know what this button is. Okay. The last possibility that he was involved in the series of mysterious deaths in Hinamizawa. It's also called the Curse of Oyasho-sama. He fell victim to it and disappeared. Unless Oyasho-sama's occult power is actually verified, this curse must be the act of humans. Well, there's no way of verifying it. I mean, there would be never a way to verify it unless we see through somebody's eyes some magic shit happening. Unless we see Oyasho-sama in his full glory. What was he supposed to look like? Oh, actually, no, it's supposed to be a girl, right? I think they described him in Watanashi. There's a statue of her or him. I think was it a girl and the Onis were the guys? And she was the goddess guarding it. I forgot what she's supposed to look like, but probably something epic. It's only natural to assume that Satoshi-kun was made to disappear by someone's will. So the question is whose? The possibilities are quite limited. The culprit is either the member of the Sonozaki family, a member of the 3 families, or one of their many relatives. It doesn't have to be. It could be an outside force. Outsider group gained. It's time. If you're not in... I don't hate the idea that an outsider group doesn't exist, honestly, anymore. Because I can envision most of the murders happening within the character. I mean, obviously within like Takano and Irie, but like I can see it being like club members for most of the times. So I wouldn't hate that dying along with the clinic theory, but I still like it. The police can't assume that easily. I need to think beyond that. Who did it? How did it happen? Why did it have to be done? Why did Satoshi-kun fall victim? What was the motive? Who gave out that order? Who actually did it? The mastermind, the culprit, and the truth are all in the reach of my grasp. Maybe I'll find them right behind my back. But even so, I can't reach everywhere. There are parts in my back that I have to make an effort to reach, clenching my teeth and cracking my joints so the tips of my fingers can barely touch them. The truth is hidden in places like those. I'm writing this because I need to organize my thoughts and memories. Nobody will read it other than myself. But if somebody does, that means that I either threw these notes away because I no longer needed them, or I fell victim to the curse of Oyashiro-sama in the middle of my attempt to solve the mystery. So this doesn't have to be Takano, but I was about to say, like, it doesn't... Because Takano is much more... Because this person sounds... Like, Takano sounded more like she's just more interested, while this person actually is, like, trying to solve the curse for good, almost? I don't know how to describe it, but now that they said that, if you're reading this, that means she probably fell to the curse, and who other than Takano could write this? This is literally the 5th year this can only happen, right? They don't hit the idea that this would be Shion. No, but like, I don't know. If it was the former, that's okay. But if it was the latter, sorry, which one was former, latter? Okay, former, she no longer needs them. Ladders, the curse. Yeah, obviously the former is better. Please, I want you to help me. Please help this powerless young girl. Whoa, I don't know. Well, this is what? This is only a year ago. Okay, wait. I don't know how old is Takano. It might be a stretch to call her a young girl, but I don't want to be mean. Shion, like, we don't know. This could be later too, so it could be like Rika. Dude, this sounds a banger. I'm like pretty sure this is like new, right? Though this is just another variation of the song we just heard, right? It's catchy. But yeah, who could this be? I feel like it would be Rika out of all the other characters. Rika or like Shion, but the way they referred to the Sonozaki family, it does make them sound like an outside perspective, and it has to be a girl. So, it's Rika or Takano, though, I don't know, Takano is like kind of, I don't know how old Takano is. Mid-20s would be like the generous offer. Or not even generous, probably the most likely. Alright, I think that's good though. We finished chapter 1. I do like this this pace of doing 1 chapter in 2 videos, but obviously it's on the whim of the chapter breaks. Sometimes they're super long. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed. I mean, it was mainly just a car ride this video, but next chapter we should see some reactions, how she plans to live her life without anyone else knowing that she's there. Again, it did say Satoshi and Keiichi in it, so maybe we'll get a sprited Satoshi and maybe a sprited Keiichi. I mean, we know what Keiichi looks like, but he's never actually been in a sprited performance appearance, I meant. And yeah, double trouble. But yeah, thanks for watching. See you next time. Good sesh. Very interesting. Like, especially with Shion saying that her and Mion are exactly the same, but just from the thoughts here, like, the one thing we did know how to differentiate between them is Mion lights the village and Shion doesn't, or that's what it seems. But yeah, thanks for watching again, and we'll see you tomorrow or whenever you watch the next video.